Hello, I'm Kurt Lidke, Executive Director of Klamath Film, and you just watched Tommy Joins the Cult, a very fun short film in our K through 12 student category for the Klamath Independent Film Festival. Joining us now are the brothers responsible for the film, Thomas and Jack Isenhart. Hey guys, thank you for joining us.
Thank you
Howdy.
for having us.
So, where did the idea of Tommy Joins the Cult come from? Was this inspired by true events, or just a random idea you came up with one night in kind of a weird mindset?
Um, the idea actually came to me. I was at a scholarship dinner for my brother, and we were at the Elks Lodge because he was getting a scholarship from the Elks. And when they were doing their ceremonies, to begin the ceremony, oh, what's the right word?
I don't know. Just handing them out to all the different students that were there.
I noticed how the way they talk was kind of weird, and I thought, what's the line between a normal boys club and where it starts getting kind of cultish. And we
Right.
just kind of took that idea and was like, we're gonna make it so blurred that you can't tell if he's in a cult or not until you see the
The advertisement video.
advertisement for it. And the advertisement was actually supposed to be its own separate video, but we decided to just combine the two and make it one project.
Yeah, it's kind of the accidentally joining the cult was his idea, and then the cult advertisement video was one of the friends, Nick, who's in the video. He's the cult leader. He's It's weird. Our friend group has always had this weird fascination with cults. So getting to make this video was kind of like destiny for us. We knew we had to make one
Yeah.
about.
Well, it sets a very interesting premise to build on that you can then riff a bit to figure out different comedic settings. So starting with joining a cult is a great way for an improv group to kind of figure out what they're going to do. So what were some of the ideas that you threw out that ended up not making the finished film?
Oh, we pitched like a whole season for this idea. We had this idea where he was joining a cult, and then we would have a sequel where we went more in depth in the cult, and then we had like, you know, all these different ideas that we wanted to do, but we ended up just doing the original where he accidentally joins one.
Mhm.
But it's definitely a interesting idea to play on.
How true to life are the characters to your own personalities?
I'd say you're pretty. He's the most gullible of the friend group, I would say. So
I want to say the same thing though.
I don't know. I think CJ, the friend who wore the dog mask, that's like the most on-brand thing he could do. So we were so happy to give him that character. And then Nick has always been a charismatic guy, so I could definitely see him as the cult leader.
Yeah.
So you guys have one other film that is also in our film festival in our K through 12 category. You made a film called The In Between. Both films definitely take comedic slants. Is that kind of your preferred genre to work in with all of the videos that you do? You like doing fun, silly, weird stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's our bread and butter, really.
And it's my favorite thing to watch. So it's kind of also just been that's what I'm watching all the time, and that's kind of what inspires me to want to create. So that's just my favorite type of media. Usually is comedic stuff.
Yeah.
You guys have grown up in an era where you're afforded the opportunity to really work through a lot of ideas and play with technology that wasn't available with previous generations. It used to be that filmmaking was really cost inhibitive, and now cell phones take better footage than the camcorders did from just a few years ago. So you guys had the opportunity in the YouTube era to really kind of tweak your craft and kind of find your voice and work through stuff more so than anyone else who's grown up being aspiring filmmakers. How do you think that's kind of helped progress your skill set?
Yeah, we've definitely been lucky to be able to grow up in a period like this where a lot of technology is easily accessible to us. When we first started making videos back in junior high, all we had was a single camcorder. But, over time, we were able to get our hands on more and more technology and kind of learn how to use it. And, YouTube is definitely a great outlet to get your stuff out there and get a reaction from people and get a following. So it's really nice.
since you guys do comedy, there's always funny stuff on screen, but there's a very fine line. There's an art to doing comedy right between what is funny and what becomes cheesy when it's a little over the top. So, were there any outtakes or bloopers you can think of, or anything where it was like, okay, this is the premise is already ridiculous, and now this is going a little too far here. We need to kind of roll this back a bit.
There was, especially with the CJ wearing the dog mask and the Colt commercial, we filmed so much garbage that was just so unsettling to watch.
Weird. It was weird.
So we kept having to tell CJ to like tone it down, reel it in,
Dial it back.
But that's almost like encouraging him to be even weirder. So there must have been like, we used like 10% of the Colt footage that we collected, and the rest is just like
a lot of uncomfortable stuff.
Yeah,
for the audience and for the filmmakers.
But it was probably one of the most fun videos to film, though.
It's all about pushing boundaries.
So, what kind of projects are you two working on these days?
Well, right now we're trying to branch out into some different genres. So we've been writing a script for a Western that we hope to film pretty soon. And it's going to be a big project. You know, we're going to get our hands on some horses and some prop guns and some special effects. So it's going to be quite a project for us, a lot different from what we've been doing. And additionally, we've been trying to branch out and do more music videos. So, you know, whether that be
so far we've done 2 rap songs, and then we're gonna hope to try a different genre soon. But just kind of dipping our toes in different stuff.
Fantastic. Well, I would ask any final thoughts about your film you would like people to know, but maybe instead I should ask, do you have any Colts to recommend for our audience?
Not, I don't feel comfortable.
Goose County Colt. They have Casual Fridays.
Okay, great. Well, guys, thank you so much for this film. Thank you for bringing some comedy to our film festival. And people can catch Tommy Joins the Cold as well as The In Between, available online all weekend long through Eventive, or here in Klamath Falls at the Ross Raglan Theater on Sunday, September 20th, starting at 11 a.m. with our K-12 student block for the 8th Annual Klamath Independent Film Festival. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time out to join us.
Thank you.
Thank you.